Good morning. Welcome to meditation at Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. I'm Betty Cook. I'm the practitioner for the day. I'd like to begin with an affirmative prayer. I know there is one life, one heart, one consciousness in the universe. And I know that I am part of that consciousness. Because I know that that is true, I know that everything here and everything now is sacred, it's perfect, and it is all for me. I know that, and I know that I am grateful for a place to be, a place to come, to meditate, to have community, to love, and to feel part of something greater than ourselves, than myself. I am grateful, and I know that I am here at the right time doing the right thing. And I release this as I say, and so it is. I invite you to get comfortable in your chair. I won't make you ground yourself unless you want to. Find your right position. We're going to start at the top of the head. And as you take a deep breath in, and release that deep breath very slowly. Are you going to feel? You're going to release the worries, anything that is keeping you from being present right now. Move down to your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Slowly release. Release anything you're carrying that may make you feel heavy today. Let that go. My meditation today is going to center around solstice. Solstice is a time when things are going to sleep and resting and taking a break. You see the trees all fast asleep, preparing and healing for spring. We feel the coolness of the air, and yet you feel peaceful and at home. As you walk and you're walking past and through the forest, you quickly become aware that a benevolent spirit is near and you are not alone. We're quickly coming close to the time of the year where we have the longest night, the shortest day, and we are very aware of where the light is and where it is not. But the cool dark allows us to rest and reflect and look for the light within. So I invite you to once again take a deep breath in. Release that slowly. And feel the warmth of the light from within. feel that move from the base chakra, right around your hips, up and through your chest. The base chakra is a healing chakra. Let it heal your relationships with people, with finances, and with yourself. Now try to see those around you, those who may annoy you, those who may challenge you, as the warm light of spirit, reminding you that this is the time to open, to get ready for what's coming next. We are reminded that the dark, cool time of winter is when the seed splits open in the dark. To let everything out. To begin to grow. This is also a good time to release any layers you have as protection. The way the seed is protected. Release those layers of protection and those layers that we fold ourselves in. To stay safe. you nurture the light from within, breathe into that light. Feel the love in that light. The acceptance in the light. And know that right here and right now, you are that light. You are that love. Finally, take another deep breath in. Let it out very slowly. Try to do that to the count of 5. Feel the lightness that is in the light. Feel the comfort that is the dark, the time of rest. And when you're ready, I invite you to take another cleansing breath and come back to this place and this time.
so much, Matt. That was like perfect timing. Welcome, welcome. Please join us in a little song to loosen up our lungs here. We're going to sing Rudolph. And stand if you're able, if you like.
Red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. If you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history. You go down in history.
Take this moment to go ahead and greet your neighbors, share the love.
Hello.
And also, while you're up and about, just quiet your cell phones, and we'll get back to another song.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to this world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joy Murchison, for those songs. It was beautiful. Fun to sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I knew we were singing it today, and I was kind of singing it in the car on the way over, and I was thinking, you know, our last affirmation was about we all belong, and I'm thinking, yeah, Rudolph belonged too. It got accepted, even with his difference of the red nose. So, again, I'm Kathy Geeson. I'm presider for today. Welcome to our gathering here for Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. I want to acknowledge that we are a meeting on the unceded traditional territory of the Kalapuya peoples. And we need to remember that every single time we're here. So something new, something that we want to acknowledge. Let's see. Yeah, our affirmation, our practitioner for the day is Betty Cook, and she'll be coming to do an affirmative prayer to lead us. Before we do, we're going to stand and sing. But also, I just wanted to say, and I forgot this last time I was presider, we do have a little flyer out in the foyer, just asking for your basic information, your name, address, email. And if you haven't done this, you're really missing out on getting the What's Happening at the Center on Wednesdays, which comes in our email, and it just tells you so much about classes, and you know the topic for today and the singer and so on. So please fill this out if you haven't. So before Betty comes up, if you would please stand and we'll sing a verse of We Are One.
We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we all live in harmony, and peace has come. For we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we all live in harmony, and peace has come. For we are one.
Good morning. I didn't bring the sun with me this time, but I did bring Haley. I ask you to join me in affirmative prayer. There is only one infinite, loving, whole, and complete energy in the universe. I know that consciousness as spirit, and I am an expression of the one mind and the one heart. Spirit lives as me, and as me, I see only my connection to everyone and everything around me. I know that my human qualities may leave me feeling separation from all that is, but I know the truth, that the life that I know is mine is nothing but the connection of my love and my hands to others. The web of everything that surrounds me is also within me, and all of it is a perfect expression of God. I am grateful to be part of something so much larger than myself. I am grateful for the support and connection that is spirit. I am grateful for all the ways that spirit shows up as me and as everyone I know. I'm grateful for this large, expansive, beautiful, complicated life that I am living right now, as me. I know only gratitude and peace in myself and all that surrounds me as I say, and so it is. It's a good one for the holiday season.
Thank you so much, Betty. It's okay that you didn't bring the sun, you brought yourself, so it's nice to see you. At the center, we know that spiritually empowered people live richer, fuller lives using the principles of science of mind to inspire minds, open hearts, and empower lives. And those of us who've been coming and practicing these principles for a while know in our own lives that this really is true. And I'll just say again that I come because I need that reminder every week. And when I don't get to come, I didn't get to come to Soup for the Soul the last 2 Thursdays. I missed that little connection. It's just so important to be able to be with people and be reminded again. And in the book, it was talking about, we all have emotional downs, and it says something like, just give yourself a good talking to and find a friend to get supported. And so that's what I come here for do. And anyway, it's just wonderful to look around and see so many familiar faces today. And thank you for being here. We have a global vision, Centers for Spiritual Living nationally, and this is the one that we're looking at this week. We envision a worldwide culture in which forgiveness, whether for errors, injustices, or debts, is the norm. Forgiveness. We also have an affirmation, and I will read it through once, and then you would read it through with me if you choose. The entire universe and everything in it was created in the image of the divine. Today, I choose to be fully aware of the inherent wholeness of everything and everyone, including me. With me? The entire universe and everything in it was created in the image of the divine. Today, I choose to be fully aware of the inherent wholeness of everything and everyone, including me. And that's how we want to live every day of our lives, and that's why we use these principles to do that. That's what the unity and the wholeness is about. Our speaker for today is our own Reverend Linda, and the topic is recognizing wholeness, seeing the good in all. And Haley Loren is our special music for today, and as I've said before, I always feel so happy when I get to introduce her. And I know last time Linda had you do a little blurb about your shows at Tsunami, but I'm going to say I already bought a ticket to the New Year's Eve Eugene Symphony where she's going to be singing, along with a pianist doing Rhapsody in Blues. So that's going to be a very...
And with Matt. Matt's going to
Matt
be there
is
too.
All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you. So anyway, welcome, Haley.
Yeah,
We're blessed to have
thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Okay. Well, this song feels just right for today, to me. It feels to me like a nice meditative way to lead into the talk to, which I know will be wonderful. This is Nature Boy. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he traveled very far, over land and sea. A little shy, with sad of eyes, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he passed my way. And as we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Thank you.
Opening.
We are opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening.
Ready to receive. I am opening. As we stop and breathe, I'm sharing some words of Howard Thurman, beloved American theologian. I will light candles this Christmas. Candles of joy, despite all the sadness. Candles of hope, where despair keeps watch. Candles of courage, where fear is ever present. Candles of peace, for tempest-tossed days. Candles of grace to ease heavy burdens. Candles of love to inspire all of my living. Candles that will burn all year long. Right now, I reach deep into my heart. Is there a candle that is mine to light? Is there a candle that I would light for myself or for the world? Grateful for the light that never dims, even in the darkest night. Grateful for the light that flickers in my soul, reminding me who I am. I let go. I let life live itself through me. And so it is. Thank you, Matt. I love that song. You wrote that, didn't you? Isn't that one? Oh, that's not one you wrote? It's beautiful. Well, before I get started, I want to first honor V Stubbs, Sister V, for bringing the Conference of Angels. And then I want to honor Stephanie Herndon for taking them all. And if you look around, you will find them in the women's room, you will find them in the foyer, you will find them in the social hall. She scattered them everywhere and created this beautiful holiday altar for us. And all of this, I'm in awe of the talents, the blessings, and the gifts that the people of this community offer to us. And I just want to thank everybody. And I want to thank Haley for a beautiful song this morning. Thank you so much. And Matt and Mo for enveloping her with their music and creating the ground upon which she stands. So we're all together. Nobody does anything alone. Nobody does anything all by themselves. You may think, oh, by golly, I'm a lone wolf here. I do things all by, but yet, there was air here. There's a story of a scientist says, okay, we've figured it all out now. And he meets with God and he says, okay, we've figured it all out now. We know how to make humans. And we can do it, in any way. God says, oh yeah? And he says, yeah. And he reaches down and he picks up a pan of dirt and he says, I'm going to go make one right now. And he says, get your own dirt. Those of us who think we're self-made had schools that we went to, had roads that we could drive on, had people who could help us. The store owner, my bar would have been absolutely nothing without 7 amazing bartenders and the kitchen people that were there who did everything that they did and held everything together, and the clientele who viewed it as a family spot. So I didn't need bouncers. They just did their own bouncing. If somebody was getting a little out of line, it was like, okay, you need to leave. And they would just walk them out the door, with no hustle, no fights, there were occasional fights, okay. But, you mix people and alcohol on occasion, it can happen. But for the most part, we do this in community. We do it together. We do it in concert, almost not even without having a plan ahead of time. We just pass a look and we go do something because we see that it needs to be done. This week, the talk, as Kathy shared, was recognizing wholeness, seeing the good in all. And in these days and times, in all the things that are going on all over this world of ours, around all the continents, the fear, the anger, the mistrust, the hatred, it can be hard to acknowledge that there could be good in the midst of all of that. And yet, hatred is nothing but fear on steroids. And fear is simply not trusting that love is there. Love is the answer. Love is the solution. Love is the question. Love is the answer. Love is all there is. And we're this year finishing up our look at living out loud, being authentically who we are, who we came here to be, who who we realize is our self, and allowing that to be. And that this month is living as wholeness. Now, the idea that I was already whole was totally new to me when I found this teaching. I was 44 years old. I had just quit smoking 5 months earlier. I had been raised in a lightweight Protestant religion, Methodist and Presbyterian. We didn't have hellfire and brimstone, but we were basically taught that we were born in sin, that there was something inherently wrong with us. God loves us, but we're broken. God loves us in spite of who we are, not because of who we are. And I had that story inside of me, and yet I knew I was pretty nice. I knew I was like sort of an okay person, and I was kind to other people, and I took care of animals, and I loved my family and my friends, and so I always struggled, and that's why at 18 I got away from the church and didn't go to church for 25 years. The whole length of time I was smoking, I was church free. And then when I quit smoking, I was church hungry, and I found this. Thank God, I found this teaching. I made the story. I made the joke. All these other people said they turned to God to help quit smoking. I didn't turn to God. I went deep inside myself. Guess where you find God? Deep inside yourself. So joke was on me. But I thought I had evidence to the contrary of my wholeness. I thought I was badly out of sorts, damaged somewhere, not right, not good enough, not enough for sure. And then this teaching taught me. Dr. Holmes, in his book, 365 Days of Richer Living, which I just love, it's just a daily read. And this is, since there is but one Spirit, and this Spirit is in you and in everything, then everywhere you go, you will meet this Spirit in people, in places, in things. Everywhere you are is sacred ground. I posted on my Facebook page a cartoon that I've seen around for years and years and years. And it's a little picture of a guy walking along and birds flying in a tree and the sun shining and dog poop and, a dog. And it labels everything. God, 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 God. It's all sacred. It's everywhere we go, everything we get is the one Spirit expressing, therefore it has to be whole. Even when I have 102-degree fever, even when my arteries are calcifying, even when whatever has happened, even if I've gotten a diagnosis of this or that, I'm still whole. Even if I'm an amputee, I'm still whole. I am complete just as I am. Even if I can't walk with ease anymore, I'm still whole. I am a creation of the infinite. That's kind of amazing if you stop and you think about it. I used to just look at the science of it and go, well, yeah, it's science, sperm, egg, blah. Imagine that, the sperm and the egg. The egg's sitting there waiting, and there's like a gajillion little sperm trying to make it up there into the egg and get up there. And I'm just now finding out the egg is picky. The egg will actually push away sperm they don't think is appropriate. They're looking for the one, Yeah, some of us are still looking, yeah. But the point is, it's magic. It's a miracle. It's just this business of synchronicity trying to happen. And the bottom line is, underneath all that I thought about myself, not being enough, I was aware of love and wholeness deep within myself. That was why it was such an anathema to me. That why didn't everybody love me? Because I'm not a, you know what? There's nice stuff here. And there's a vision of us and a vision of our oneness with all. We recognize. You look at pictures of little children of different ethnicities, and they're the babies, and they just play together. They look at each other, they see each other, they laugh, they play. They don't see any difference. They don't know any different. Because all they see is one. I'm going to tell you a bit of a story. I'm in the storytelling mood. I was born in 1949, which means I was a child in the 50s. And for those of you who are busy doing math, that makes me 74 and 5 months now. Okay, so there we go. But there was no TV till I was 6 years old. Went to the movies, I think maybe 3 times, because we lived out in the country. We didn't live in town. You know, going into town was a big deal. And we were on a farm, so there was other things that were more important than movies and things like that, quote unquote. But when I was either 4, I might have been 5, I know I was small enough that, you know, those stanchions that they have at the bank with the ropes between them, you know, to keep you in line. Well, my grandparents and my mom and I went to Cheyenne Frontier Days, which was where my aunt lived, and we went to the Frontier Days and we went to the parade. And so we're behind the stanchions on the edge. Back then they used to put stanchions so people didn't walk out into the street, you know, they had, so. And this Cheyenne tribe was dancing. And they were in their beautiful white fringed and beaded regalia, and they were, it was just amazing. I was just, and the drumming and the sound of their singing, and it was everybody down to little people. You know, the kids and everybody were dancing and doing this. And people were throwing money at them. And I didn't know. I'd never seen a TV show. There was a place in me that said, you don't throw money at people. That's like wrong. And my grandmother gave me a nickel to throw. And good old me, I immediately went right under the stanchion and walked out to somebody who was my height and held out my hand and offered them the nickel. And I mean, the Indian parents were, ah! And my parents were, ah! And I don't remember anything else. I don't remember being punished. I don't remember anything else. But I just remember that moment of knowing I can't throw money. This is my equal. This is someone who's part of my life. I need to show the appreciation that this money is supposed to represent. What I'm trying to tell you is there is a place in us that knows these things. As I began studying this teaching, after about 6-8 months, first it all seemed so new to me, and then I went, you know what? I think I've always known this. I think I've always known what this teaching teaches. It's what I came here with. The wholeness of everyone. We're not different. We live in different soul sacks. We live in different houses. But we're all connected. We're all spokes in the same wheel. We're all part of the same family. We all live on the same island called Earth. When you saw that picture from the moon, when Edgar Mitchell sent that down back when I was in my 20s, it was like, there are no boundaries. There are no walls. It's just one thing. And all of the different oceans with all of their different names, there's only one ocean. There's only one ocean. It travels the whole earth, but it's got different names in different parts of the world, but it's one body of water. The waves are part of the ocean. They're the ocean experiencing itself as a wave. We are God experiencing itself as a person. We're still all part of the whole. And we are whole. We're all interconnected. We're all interdependent. And not just people. The trees rely on us. Number one, not to kill them. But number two, to breathe out carbon dioxide so they can use that to build the cells in their body so that they can put out oxygen so that we can breathe that. We're all woven together. There is no such thing as a species that is irrelevant, as a human that is irrelevant. And yet, we look around the world, we look at Gaza, we look at the Ukraine, we look at Taiwan, we look at places in Africa, we look at all of the desire to squash and push and crush and end. How is that wholeness? It's fear. It's fear acting out. It's people, including ourselves, because every one of us has bought into the idea of separation. Yeah, we're all one, but not with them. There is no such thing as separation. The only place you're really going to see separation is you pour oil on top of water. That will absolutely separate. These paintings that Amara made are made with the principle of separation. These are different compounds that will not blend together, so they create these incredible shapes, and the colors do not completely blend. It's a oneness made out of separation. From the Science of Mind textbook, life is one perfect wholeness. The universe is a unit. The universe is a unit. God is one. There's only one. One. One verse, one song, one life, one. Life. And then Emerson, oh God. I'm not going to say it's my favorite Emerson quote because they're all my favorite Emerson quote. Every person is an inlet and may become an outlet to all there is in God. We are available to receive all that God is. We are available to receive everything. I used to try to draw, you can't draw a picture of God because God is infinite and it has no boundaries, and to attempt to draw a picture of something is to put limits on it, and there are no limits to God. And for purposes of representation, for me, a comic book blurb where you have the bubble and then you have the little point that goes down to point to the person that's doing the talking. That's a good representation of God. The point at the end of the point is us, me, you, whatever, any one of us. And we can reach into God as much as we choose. Most of us stay in that little thing at there that's part of the little arrow, the little funnel. But there's no wall there. We can go as far into that great big bubble as we decide we're ready to. I see some people going, and some people going, oh. Because it's scary. It's unknown. The infinite is unknown. It is, I don't know. But the fact that we can become an inlet for it, then we become an outlet, meaning then we bring that all to other. The deeper we go into that, the further out we can share with others, the more we can give, the more people can see the wholeness that is in them and in us and in everyone and everything. When we awaken to the sacredness of our own being, when I realize finally that I am sacred. Wow. That's humbling to even say it. To stand up here on the stage and say, I'm sacred. I matter. It's not just words, it's that way I see it in others. That little girl who ran out with her nickel knew she was sacred. And she knew the little girl that she was giving that to was sacred as well. We have the ability to feed others in ways we don't even understand. Rudolph was kicked to the curb, not allowed to play with the others. Funny. Ha ha, look, you and your stupid nose. You don't belong with us. And yet, that flaw was his gift. That flaw was what allowed the sleigh to make it through the fog. What's your flaw? What's the thing you are just, oh God, I'm so bad at that. If she only knew how bad I am at this, she wouldn't be saying these nice things. You know what? That's your gift. That's something you have as the heart, the hands, and the voice of Spirit on earth. We all have a gift to bring to the divine celebration that is life. I'm going to close with another story. When I was a little kid, we didn't have a shower. We had a tub, and I had long hair. Long, Bev-like long hair, only this thick and curly. And so when we shampooed, we had to put me on the kitchen counter and lay me on the kitchen counter so my hair could go into the sink, and my grandmother would wash my hair, and she would tell me stories, usually about little horses who got burrs caught and they had to cut off their tail, you know, trying to convince me that I needed shorter hair. But one of the stories she used to tell was the story of stone soup, and stone soup is a pivotal anchor in defining who I am. Number one, I love to cook. But stone soup, the story is told in many, many ways. The way I learned it was times were hard and a traveler was going through the countryside looking for work, and he was willing to work for food, not money, just food. And he had a big backpack, and he went from door to door in this small town, and all of them said, oh, I have plenty of work for you to do, but I don't have any food. I have no food to spare. And so after he'd gone to every single door and no one had food, he went to the main park in the middle of where all the houses were, and he started a fire. And he took out of his pack a large pot, and he filled it with water, and then he took out of his patch a bag that had stones in it, and he looked through the bag and he picked 2 or 3 stones that he really liked and dropped them into the water. And he began stirring it. Well, one of the more curious of the residents came over and said, what are you doing here? And he says, oh, I'm making stone soup. It's really quite good. And they go, I've never heard of it. He says, oh, let's taste it and see how it's doing. And he took a taste. He says, oh, you know, I think it needs something. Why don't you taste it and see what it needs? He goes, well, it needs a little salt. He says, I think I've got a little salt in the house. So he runs back and gets salt. Well, then people began one by one coming, and someone says, oh, no, it needs onions. And somebody else, what if it was me that said, oh, it needs garlic, you know, and then a carrot, and then a bone, and then a this, and then a that. And before you know it, the entire town had created a pot of soup that fed every single person there. when none of them had anything to spare. Coming together with what little bit we have and putting it with others' little bits allows us to create something that can never be duplicated, because each time the little bits will be a bit different. What's the stone soup we can make here in this community? What's the stone soup we can make in the world? What's the little bit of thing that I could give to the world that put together with other people's little bits would create magic and would, in a way, feed everyone? We all hunger in some way. We all have something to contribute. We're not alone. We create this together. May your day, may your week, may your remaining 3 weeks of this year be blessed. I would like to call the ushers forth, please. It's the opportunity to give. Yes, and the joy notes as well. It's our opportunity to look at what is ours to put into the pot. We have time, we have talent, we have treasure. We have ways of giving and ways of receiving and ways of putting all those things in balance. If you choose to give financially today, we will be passing baskets around, and we have this scanner thing up here. Whether you are home or here, you can actually scan that with your phone, and it will take you directly to the giving page on our website, and you can give. And that way, for those of you who are at home, if you want to give with us while we're giving and singing the song, you can be part of this as well. What we give comes back to us. It always does. It is life is a reciprocity, and it's a giving and receiving and a coming and a going, and it's always working in that way, like a Mobius strip, essentially. So if you're giving a gift today, or if you've already given but you're in the spirit of this, put your hand on your heart with your gift or just with whatever, and say, I bless this gift.
I bless this gift,
Knowing it is the circulation of divine good,
knowing it is the circulation of divine good,
and that it comes back to me,
and that it comes back to me,
pressed down, overflowing, and multiplied.
pressed down, multiplied, and multiplied.
And so it is.
So it is. Everything in this world goes around, flowing with abundance, it knows no bounds. Giving and receiving, we circulate the love, with gratitude and knowing there's always enough. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything.
And we are grateful because we have another, and I know what it is. I know what it is. Kaylee's going to sing us another song, and you get your tissues out, okay?
Oh, there is once a year when I get to do songs that are specifically about a very certain holiday. And I happen to love doing Christmas music. But this song speaks to more than just the usual fare. I think it's one of the more meaningful, meaning-filled, holiday-oriented songs that's out there in the world, and just feels very apropos for the moment that we find ourselves in. It's called My Grown-Up Christmas List. Do you remember me? I sat up on your knee and wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now and still need help somehow. I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Everyone would have a friend, that right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believe the grandest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath the tree. Well, heaven surely knows that packages and bows can never heal a hurting human soul. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Oh, and that everyone would have a friend, that right would always win, and love would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. What is this illusion called? The innocence of youth. Maybe only in our blind belief can we ever find the truth. There'd be no more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Oh, and that everyone would have a friend, and that right would always
would never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. It's my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas list.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you to Matt and Mo. And thank you, Linda.
Okay, I'm going to leak a little bit more. Our board year, or our fiscal year ended in September, and our board year ended in October, and our new board took over in November. And we have two beautiful members who served lovingly. Kathy Day, would you please come up? And Reverend Trish Mackey on our board. One served one term, one served almost 2 complete terms. And I want to honor them for their service. I found these at the home office in the gift store. They have big star hearts on one side, and on the other side it says, "And so it is."
Honey, those are wonderful.
So thank them for their service. All right. Whew. Hi. Announcements. Yeah, we got announcements. I didn't even check these to see if they're, well, I'm sure Kathy did. They're probably okay. I'm like, okay. The men's coffee is Tuesdays at 10 a.m. It has moved to Theo's Coffee House, which is on Charlton and 8th. So if you have not noticed, if you show up at 5th Street Market, they'll look at you funny because there won't be anybody there. But go on down to 8th and Charlton and Theo's Coffee House. The Wednesday gathering is every Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30, doing wondrous, loving, great things. This week, Betty Cook is in town, and she's going to be doing the Wednesday evening gathering. And it's going to be, she's grabbed it for 2 weeks running, because this week she's doing the regular one, and next week, Wednesday is Thursday. Did you get me with that? Yeah, Wednesday's going to be held on Thursday, and we're going to do a labyrinth walk with Candelarias. Yeah. Luminaries. Yeah, she'll explain it. The third Saturday, now that's this coming Saturday, right? Right, okay. Rich Sixel will be here with his shamanic journeying and drumming session. Those who have been say it's absolutely soul-moving. If you are into drumming and into work with going deep, there'll be a love offering, but no one will be turned away for lack of ability. It's 6 to 8 p.m. on the third Saturday of the month. Also on the third Saturday of the month, from 4 to 6 p.m., is the Death Cafe with Karuna, and that will be discussion, and I think that needs to be updated because I don't think there's desserts anymore, are there? Or?
And it's at 4:30.
Oh, it's at
4:30 on there.
Okay, thank you. The women's group, the third Saturdays are like the happening thing. This third Saturday, this is 10:30 to noon, and it's online. The first Saturday is the in-person lunch. The third Saturday is the online Zoom meeting. And Kathy Day is, Kathy's still heading that up. And then Patricia Parrott, who's not here today, but she is doing the energy work, and all proceeds go to the center instead of her. She's donating all the money she receives to the center. And that's available for 2 more weeks. Soup for the Soul is Thursday. This week I am making a loaded potato soup. It will have bacon, it will have cheese, it will have sour cream. And we're going to be talking about love. So I can't think of anything better than loaded potato soup to talk about love, you know.
And then it takes a break for a week.
And then it takes a break, thank you. Then it will take a break. I'm going to be in California the 21st, so we're going to take a break that week. The book boutique is open and available. If there's nobody working it today, but if you find something you like in there, take it into the office, and Dale will gladly take your money. There's many opportunities to serve. If you are interested in helping out, Michelle could use help in the kitchen. We could use help with greeters. We could use help in the production room. We could use help in the bookstore. We could use, I would love to have a Sunday producer who kind of took charge of making sure everything was here and doors were unlocked and that sort of thing. That would be really awesome. And we want to thank Abara for the wonderful artwork, and she's got it on sale through Christmas. You buy 2, you get the 3rd free. And but we will not be taking your money. My understanding is there's a code somewhere. I think it's in the foyer of how you contact her and pay online for the pictures. And I believe it's time for Betty, practitioner of the day. And there's no hope in telling her that it's going to be a nice brief announcement since we're already at 11:30. So, knowing Betty, she's going to be a minister one day.
And everything stops at 11:30.
Okay. 2 things. I came into town specifically to create an experience for this community. That's why I'm here. So a couple of years ago, when that, pandemic COVID thing was happening, we couldn't get together in person in the center in Kansas City because it was not safe. And I created an outdoor experience to celebrate solstice. And that's what I'm bringing to this community this year. So it is called the Yule Path. It is an interactive experience. And from everything I can tell about the weather forecast, it should be outside. If it all of a sudden is like Eugene, like can be, and it starts to rain or something, it will move inside. I can move it inside. It is a luminary labyrinth. So it is not this labyrinth with luminaries in it. It is actually a luminary labyrinth. I sketch out the labyrinth, I place luminaries. It's much larger than the one that's out here. The whole experience takes about 30 to 45 minutes to completely experience. And what's important is that just like there are times of the year that you want to spend time creating with your family, this is the time you can help me create this labyrinth because it takes a lot of luminaries. And then we need help making the luminaries. So for the next 2 weeks, that's what I'll be here at the center doing, is just creating luminaries. And I will have all the things for you to do it and plenty of experience to help you do it, and it's not hard. So if you have time, I will be here during specific times. They'll be posted outside. And then we also will need help setting it up on the day of, and this will happen on the 21st, that is Thursday, December 21st, which is solstice, from 5 to 8 after it gets dark, because that's when you can see them really good. Okay, so I have, we'll need people to help place the bags on it. We need people to help light them. We need people to break it down. So this is all of us coming together and making a stone soup, right? Labyrinth, so that we can all experience solstice together. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part is, I'm Betty Cook, I'm your lead practitioner. Would all the practitioners please stand? We are here to serve you. We are here to know the truth for you, but mostly we are here to pray for you. We can do that online. We will do that here at service and after service along the walls. And we will also do that if you give us a prayer request in the lobby. No matter how you ask us to pray for you, we will know that for you, and all of us will do that. We have and Betty Cook, and we are here to serve you. Okay, so I will have the sign up for the Yule Path, and will you please stand for our final song?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me.
If you choose, please repeat after me. I am whole. I am whole. I am holy. I am holy. I am me. I am me. And so it is. I love you. I forgot.